Alright, so what challenges are you facing concerning getting out there and finding work in photography? Man, there's so many. The biggest concern is North Carolina is one of the most saturated states with photographers. I think it's like per square mile or something or another, there's more photographers in like California. I think it's something like that. It's unbelievable. I mean, there's so many photographers, but there's a lot of work here. There's a lot of commercial work. Um, so I mean, the hardest challenge right now for me is exposure. It's hard to get your name out, and that's why I'm doing wedding photography because I mean anyone can make a living in doing weddings. I feel uh, it's just a matter of pricing and your look. Of course, you have a better look, you're going to get more for a wedding. Um, and it's really figuring out how to dial into your demographics, like who you want to say. If I want my base wedding package to be $5,000, well, you know, your basic average Joe and Jane aren't going to be picking up that package because they can't afford it. So you've got to look for means to advertise and to promote yourself to those people who can. So that right now is kind of the biggest challenge. Another challenge would be equipment. Equipment's so expensive. The good thing is once you buy it, you're going to keep it for a while. Right now I've got a list of stuff that I need that I want to have by the end of next year, and it's about between 7 and 10 grand. So I mean, you know, it's pretty expensive, but I mean they're all tax free. You can write them off on your taxes. Once you buy them, you don't have to buy them again for another 5 years. So I mean, it all works out pretty well. And there's honestly not a whole lot of full-time photographers that you could work for. I know there's some people you can do retouching for, but most of the time you're going to have to go in bigger cities, and I don't want to move to a bigger city. I want to stay pretty local. So I mean, that's hard trying to stay in a small place. But with the internet and stuff, you don't have to be in a small place. You can be wherever, or a large city. You can be wherever and still make a living. What are some of your favorite experiences as a photographer? Favorite experiences would definitely be just meeting a lot of new people and kind of building up these friendships. I mean, I started doing music photography, so I got in a lot of free shows, and that was pretty sweet. But now, like, I'm more client based, where hey, this is what you want. We'll do this, and we'll spend the day together, and we'll, and especially now with weddings, I mean, you get to experience one of the best days of people's lives, and I mean that's really cool. What do you deem true photography? I don't know. I wrote a paper on that one time about what's a true photograph, but I don't think it's the same thing. True photography is something that's more cognitively planned than a point and shoot type of manner. I'm not saying that true photography can't be done with a point and shoot camera, but the idea behind the point and shoot camera, that anywhere at any time you can snap it, I think it has to be a true image, has to be more of a cognitive decision. As far as lighting, composition. But I guess in essence, as long as a moment's captured, then it's true photography. So that's kind of a loaded question. That's kind of hard to answer. Yeah, I don't know. That's a hard one. I guess anything's really, really true photography. It's just I don't know. That's rough. That's hard to see. We'll come back to that one maybe later. What are some suggestions that I have for others trying to get into photography? Be devoted and do not get discouraged. Photography is one of those things where you have to know where you want to be and what you want to be doing, and that takes time. Right now I'm getting ready to launch a new website for all my wedding photography. It's going to be strictly wedding photography, and I'm giving it 6 months to build up before I actually launch the business. So, I mean, I would love to be booking jobs as soon as it loads, but it's just not going to happen. It'll take 6 to 12 months to get going. So, I mean, definitely be patient. And the biggest thing too is be courteous to people. People will come back to you if you're nice to them, and if you have good work. I know a lot of people that go to people to get photographs because they're nice, not because their work's amazing, but because they're really nice people. And I really feel that like being a good person, a good honest person toward people, will win you a lot of speculative clients, and they'll definitely come back to you. As far as equipment wise, don't ever get anything Nikon. And that's a biased opinion. I'm just a Canon shooter, so I'm just used to it. If you can, whenever you're buying equipment, buy 2.8 stuff, anything with very, 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 very wide apertures, 2.8, 1.4, 1.2, pretty much the lowest or the best you can afford get, because it saves you from having to buy it later, and then most of the time you lose money on your equipment. So try to get the best you can right up front. Other suggestion is lighting. Especially if you're doing portrait work, know lighting, know how different lights affect stuff, know the theory behind lights. Definitely try to get some use of some strobes and some studio lighting and stuff like that. Another thing I would highly suggest is just to nosedive and bomb right into Photoshop and post-process work, like some really advanced tricks and tips. I've got a book, but I don't have it with me, but it's called Skin. I don't know the name of whoever writes it, but it's a great book for digital photographers, because I mean this is a digital world, and photography is going more and more and more digital, to where analog and film is just hardly even there anymore, except for your big commercial places that have to have 4x5 film. But definitely learn really advanced post-process work, some advanced dodge and burning. Color correction, you can learn all that. Manipulation, everything you can learn is important. Not just changing your levels or your curves or your HSL levels or anything like that. Learn it more than that. I guess it's hard to describe. You definitely have to know what you're doing. Why do I do photography? I do photography because it's something that I enjoy and that I can make a living at. I'm not a carpenter. I'm not, I do manual labor, but photography is what I love, and it's more of a sit down, and it's definitely client based, and I love people, and I love helping people, and I think to capture an image that truly inspires someone is a great feeling, and to push myself to be better than the people before me. I want to be able to have people down the road, somewhere else, someone that I don't know, and mention my work and know who it is. That not because I want to have all this attention, but the fact that my work can inspire someone that much to maybe go out and do something, or to be a certain way, hopefully positive, is why I would do photography. And the biggest thing too, I mean, it's a job, and it'll put food on the table for the most part. So, don't worry about answering everyone. We'll fill in the gaps later. Sweet. So if you need anything else, let me know. If you need to know about different types of photography, I'll be more than willing to talk to you about it.